All right, with Bob Lilley, Riverhounds head coach. Bob, you're gearing up, getting ready for Birmingham on Sunday. You talked after the last match, the win, coming off the win, that you felt really good about the way the team played. The effort's been there all season, but the way they executed on Saturday was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was one of our best performances, if not our best performance. I thought we created a number of dangerous opportunities, and we're solid defensively and took care of the ball. I mean, we had a good game in terms of our speed of play, good choices on the ball, and we looked dynamic, and I think we were up for the fight. I mean, we were really focused and managed the game well. Those are all things you want to do to play winning soccer. So, and I think it came off the heels of some pretty strong performances against San Antonio and Sacramento, and even Birmingham when we played them a month ago. We had a really good first half. Thought played well overall in the game. Just made a couple mistakes in the second half and lost 2-1. But since then, a tough loss to San Antonio, where I thought we were quite good and battled well, just weren't able to generate enough chances. So then we go to Sacramento, generate more chances, get a draw on the road in very difficult conditions. And that's a team that was not too long ago in an Open Cup final. So we know the level, and but it was a big game against Orange County. Regardless, we wanted to nail down that last home playoff game and get some momentum going into the playoffs, and we built it up as that all week, and I think we handled it quite well. So looking forward to going down to Birmingham this week for the first round of playoffs.
Talk about your squad depth and your squad's 34-game season. It's a long season. Trying to keep everybody healthy. I'm sure everybody has some knocks here and there, but how do you feel about the depth and also what you have to be ready for a playoff run?
I was quite happy with the performances. Danny Rivera has not been a consistent starter all year. I think he stepped in and had a really solid game. Angelo Kelly, Toby Sims. I mean, all three of them I thought were good on the night, and I think it's really positive for the group. I think we've stayed relatively healthy, so for sure we've had some rotation through the years, but we're not the same as some rosters where we're tons of experience on the bench. A lot of times our bench is good young players that still have to be able to step into big games, and I think those guys, Toby especially, was able to do that. And I mean, it's a big loss when you lose Arturo and Mikel for the same game against a team playing well, like Oakland, scoring goals. You have to reconfigure, and if you don't have everyone on the same page.
I was going to ask you.
It's difficult, but I think we're in a good in a good moment, or a good period right now with the group, and I think guys are ready because we've been training well for the last month. So it doesn't surprise me. It's nice. I didn't necessarily expect that would be the breakout performance, kind of a makeshift lineup, but in a lot of ways, although we had Griffin in the back and moved some pieces around, you still had Robbie, Russ, and Dequa high with Kenny underneath, and those guys all contributed in the game significantly, so that's nice. They've gotten a bit of a rhythm. We've been able to deal with some injuries in the back, and we need those contributions because in effect we had 3 starters out in the back the other night. Arturo, Mikel, and Nate Dos Santos is out for the season, so to see that in an area that's critical of the field for us, and we were able to handle it within our roster is a good sign.
I wanted to ask you about your veterans. And I want to ask you about Kenny too, because from a production standpoint, it just seems like he's not, and minutes played standpoint, he really has to, from my vantage point, there hasn't really been much of a drop off. What does it mean to have now heading into the playoffs, having a veteran like Kenny, and then also in addition to Kenny, you've got Alex Dixon, you've got guys that are a little older that have been through the USL wars, if you will.
I think every team has, the league's established enough now that, all the top teams, there's veterans in Birmingham, there's veteran Enzo Martinez is 32, Van Oekel in goal, Cronali, Kavita, they're all over Agudelo, so, but I think it's fair to say that yes, we have a group that was here last year, disappointing end to the season with not getting to play the game. Ironically, it was to go to Birmingham, so we're redoing that. I think they know, it's a big moment for the club, home, away. We do want to make a playoff run, and, certainly the season we were set up the best for that was 2019 and had a big win against Birmingham that year before we lost to a good Louisville team. I think we were disappointed on the night because we had them here and we had a lead and we ended up losing in the second overtime. So, it's been a minute since 2019, and even though we were back in the playoffs in 2021, we didn't get to participate because of COVID. So for us, it's an important game for the franchise, and we want to go out and put in a good performance. And I think if we do, we'll have, our opportunities to win the game.
You mentioned Agudelo. Obviously, Enzo Martinez is a factor. Just talk about Birmingham and what they present and what you've seen in the first two games. I'm sure you're looking at making adjustments. And I know you don't want to give anything away.
Agudelo holds the ball so well that he's going to come off the front line. There's going to be a lot of movement around him, whether that's Enzo, Marlon, Kasim, and they have guys that can score goals around him. Enzo, Marlon, Kasim all can score goals, and Agudelo can as well, but he's kind of the pivot for them in terms of playing off of. But, Enzo Martinez can pop up anywhere, and he's always dangerous. He's having a great year, and, has been, along with Kenny, one of the better players in this league for a long time. So, you gotta deal with that. I think they have a really solid defensive structure. When you put Asiedu and Haribo in the middle of the park, they're both athletic, win a lot of balls, and they have a really solid back four with a good goalkeeper, an experienced goalkeeper behind them. Cronali and Kavita could be one of the better center back pairings in the league, and good goaltending. So they're solid throughout, and they'll look to get Dean forward a lot in the right back. Whoever they have play left back, whether it's Lopez or Roof, they're going to stay at home a bit more. But on the right side, they'll try to get Dean forward. We know them pretty well. There's not going to probably be massive tweaks for either team. There's not a lot of secrets, or it's going to be execution on the night. But we've got to go at them. We can't sit back. They're experienced enough to draw free kicks and find a combination, be dangerous in moments, pick up second balls at the edge of the box. You don't want to be pinned back by a team like Birmingham. Their goal production has gone up significantly in the second half of the year. Early in the year, they struggled to find goals, and once Agudelo got fit and they started to settle on their pairings up front, their goal production's gone up significantly. In fact, they probably have one of the higher goal totals in the second half for all the teams. So we're going to have to contain that. But for us to contain that, we need to be on the ball. We need to be causing problems for them.
And then last, just heading into this game and the trip and everything, how's the overall spirit in the locker room and the guys? And like, it's a long season. 34 games is a long haul. Even more, I mean, all the years you coached, these last 3 or 4
Right.
years, 34 games, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, the seasons are longer, and I think the group is close. I mean, their energy obviously is always buzzing after a good win, So, but I think they feel the energy of how we've been playing, and there's a lot of confidence in the group. I think a month ago, we were struggling, in terms of our performances were not good enough, and I think the diligence they've had to kind of dig in here and fight through that, and bring the energy every day in training and in the games. And that's why it's like you go to Sacramento with short rest, we get there late, play a 2:00 game in 90 degrees. Like, we had been 3 weeks in Pittsburgh in the 50s and 60s, and it's like, oh, it's going to be 90. This is going to be quite a challenge for us. But they found the energy, and they've been really resilient here over the last few weeks. Coming back against Sacramento, coming back against Oakland, and I think they're you try to invest all year, and you have ups and downs in the season. But I think they banked a lot of positive vibes over the last couple of weeks, and that's what we need to take into the playoffs and use that momentum, hopefully, to springboard us forward. And we're capable. We just got to get our best performance out on the field. And we've played 18 road games, and I think we're 7 wins, 6 losses, and 4. I just think a lot of those ties and losses could have been results, but we've played 17 road games, and we've gotten results in 11 of them. So, and we're better than we have been at any point in this season. So I think there's a lot to be confident in. We just got to go and give it our best in Birmingham, and I think we'll have opportunities to win the game.
All right, Bob, thanks,
Good.
and good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, John.
All right, appreciate it.